Knowing that we are created in God's image and that Jesus died on the cross so we could have salvation leaves us with two of the most prevailing questions of human existence. What is the meaning of life, and what is my purpose or your purpose for the present and future? For many people who don't believe in God, they often struggle with these questions. In just a few minutes of research online, secular answers range from an article listing 10 great books to help you find the meaning of life, and quotes such as, "Life has to be given meaning because of the fact that it has no meaning." It is evident that now, more than ever, people are searching for answers. Many people try to give their life meaning by filling it with worldly things. In the Bible, we see the story of King Solomon. Throughout his life, he sought worldly wisdom, pleasure, wealth, and power, until in Ecclesiastes 12 verse 8, he eventually realized that all of those things were meaningless. And why were they meaningless? Because they were only temporary, worldly pleasures. Matthew 6 verse 24 highlights this potential danger that Solomon faced, and we can face if we compromise our faith. It says, "No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate one and love the other, or you will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." It isn't necessarily just wealth. It is anything that hinders your Christian walk and compromises your chance at eternal life. Gaining material possessions and status on this earth isn't why we were created. Our God's character was called into question by Satan, and our role since the Garden of Eden hasn't changed. If anything, our decisions are more crucial than before. We were made in God's image because we were to be and are to be God's representatives to reveal to the universe His true character, which is kind, just, and love. So if we were created to be God's representatives, what is our purpose in the present and for the future? Consider the following analogy. Imagine you're surrounded by darkness. If it were not for the lit candle that you held, you wouldn't be able to see anything. And from the light of this small candle, you can see someone in the distance. They also hold a candle, however, theirs has not been lit, and without light, they stumble through the darkness. If the situation was reversed, would you want them to help you? They can't see the light, but if they knew of its existence, they would want it to help them navigate their way through the darkness. By using your candle to light their own, you will not lose your own light. Rather, there will be more light to dispel the darkness, and the more candles you light, the brighter the path becomes for everyone. This is how it should be on our Christian journey. Wherever we can see someone struggling, we need to be there for them and show them our God's loving character through our actions. We are told in Matthew chapter 5 verses 14 to 16, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand that gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." We are not meant to hide our faith. God created us in His image And Jesus showed us how to perfectly reflect that image through his selfless sacrifice on the cross, so we can bring others to see that Jesus has given them the option to spend eternal life with him. We can all reach people differently through the unique spiritual gifts and talents that God has given each one of us. God is also not wasteful in using our experiences and challenges that we have faced, which shape the person we are or are to become, to spread his message to someone who can relate to those same experiences and may not have otherwise been reached. So what now? Now we need to make a choice. I often hear people say that they're prepared to die for their faith. So if we're prepared to die for our faith, then shouldn't we also be prepared to live for our faith, taking out every action, thought and word into consideration and making sure that wherever we go, we convey a true representation of our God, a God of love. If we choose to follow God, in Isaiah 41 verse 10, he promises to strengthen us in all of our difficulties. And in Isaiah 43 verses 1 to 3, he promises to be with us in the deep waters and fiery trials of life. And in Hebrews 13 verse 5, he promises to never leave us and never forsake us. Is there something in your life that is hindering your Christian walk? I know from experience that the very thing I would try to justify is what was weakening my relationship with God the most. We are called to live our lives the best we can for God. And how can we do that? We might be the only exposure that people have to God, so we need to reflect the character of Christ, because we can be the determining factor as to whether a person reaches eternal life or not. Before the sermon ends today, I want to leave you all with one final verse. In 1 John chapter 3 verse 18, we are told, "Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and truth." Let us stop just saying that we love people. Let us really love them and show it by our actions. For if we put love into every action, then we invite God into every moment.